welcome to an awesomely quick edition of All This Batshit Crazy Media while I work on a video with a bit more creative 2016 all over again prowess. Yeah, here we go. Here we fucking go. New strain feared to be driving up virus cases. It's a new strain now. Londoners among 34 million put in highest tier. Most of England will fall under the toughest COVID-19 restrictions tomorrow as ministers warn that a new strain of the virus may be driving big rises in the southeast. Matt Hancock, the health Secretary, said that there was not a moment to spare as he put 11 million people in London, most of Essex and part of the Hertfordshire into Tier 3 restrictions. Restaurants and pubs must close except for takeaways. Mr Hancock suggested that people avoid Christmas shopping in Oxford Street and the rest of central London. Coronavirus cases are doubling every 7 days in some areas, and Mr Hancock said, "I don't care about cases, I care about deaths." And said about sharp rises among all age groups would lead to more people dying unless action was taken quickly. 34 million people will be living in the top level of restrictions. The Health Secretary suggested that the sense of emergency provoked Tier 3 would be as important as the tougher rules. Of course the rules in the tier are important, but we've learned from parts of the north of England that when everybody in a community decides to make it happen, you can get this under control and fast, he said. Government scientific advisors believe that Tier 3 is effective in part because people are more likely to follow the rules. Mr Hancock warned, though, of a new strain of the disease that he said was growing fast than the existing variants. He told MPs, "We've currently identified over 1,000 cases of this variant, predominantly in the south of England, although cases have been identified in nearly 60 different local authority areas, and numbers increasing rapidly." In other developments, Mr Hancock urged Britons to start isolating now if they wanted to see elderly relatives at Christmas. You fucking hear me? GPs accused NHS England of placing the blame on them for delays to the second phase of the vaccine programme. Scientists suggested that wearing masks in busy shopping streets could help to slow the spread of COVID-19. Sadiq Khan, I fucking hate that wank, the Mayor of London, said that he was considering the policy. The Netherlands became the latest European Union state to impose harsh new measures to curb the virus, imposing a 5-week Christmas lockdown. Oh, really, did you? The new strain originated in Kent and has been suggested as one reason why cases continued to rise in the community during the lockdown. Although cases have been detected in every region of England, about 900 of the total 1,100 were in London and South East. Hancock said it was highly unlikely that the strain would make vaccines less effective. This would become clearer. Of course it will. Once analysis at Public Health England's Paulson Down Laboratory had been completed. I must stress, continued page 2, column 3. At this point, there is nothing to suggest that this variant is more likely to cause serious disease. He said, but it shows we've got to be vigilant and follow the rules. Chris Whitty, is that evil-looking bastard? I'm not sure that. The Chief Medical Officer for England said it was not yet clear whether the new strain was behind an increase in cases, just more common in areas of faster spread. He said that new strains of the virus were not uncommon, but added this one has quite a few mutations and some of the other variants, so that's why we were taking it particularly seriously. Senior ministers met yesterday to agree that action is needed before planned review relegations tomorrow, after our officials became alarmed by the rapid rise in London over the weekend. Some 4,994 people swabbed in London on Friday have tested positive, compared to 266 days earlier. 7-day average case rates in London have risen by 40% in the week to 242 per 1,000. Mr Khan said that the restrictions were incredibly disappointing. Fuck you, Khan. But were needed to avoid tougher, longer restrictions later. Oh, the worst thing for London's business and our economy would be yet another full lockdown in a new year. You're already in lockdown. Stop fucking dressing it up, you all lot. What the fuck? Okay, that's why I urge Londoners to follow the Tier 3 rules. Nikki Aiken, Conservative MP for the City of London, Westminster, said that measures were needed to, despite the devastating economic consequences. Yeah, despite that, for the hospitality sector. Yeah, fuck the hospitality sector. Who needs pubs? Who needs hotels? Mark Harper, chairman of the COVID recovery group of lockdown skeptic MPs, said that the need for tougher restrictions shows that the current strategy to combat COVID isn't working. Well, yeah, funny how these lockdowns aren't working. I'm just going to focus on this picture just to make your eyes bleed a bit. But, seriously, look, you wonder why I'm sceptical of the COVID, okay? You wonder. Do you really want to know why I'm sceptical of the COVID? I'm going to place a link in the description, okay? Please click on it. It's a Freedom of Information's request. Just for the south of Yorkshire, nowhere else. Just for the south of Yorkshire. So I know that does not represent the whole of England or even the world, definitely not. But click on that link. How many COVID deaths do you think are in the southwest Yorkshire? How many? How many do you think are, if I said the word 0, you think I'm just some sort of tinfoil nutbag, wouldn't you? I know. But don't get me wrong. COVID contributing deaths, yes. Quite a few of them. But nowhere near as many as you'd believe. Nowhere near as many of it is needed to fucking shaft every single... Go to the description, click the link, and tell me if your eyes are opened yet. There's something funny going on, would you not agree? I don't want you to stick your tinfoil hat on, but I do want you to understand. No deaths in... What? But hang on a minute. Deadly disease. Deadly disease with a 99.6% survival rate. Deadly! Diddly! And look forward to my upload coming soon on those Muppets that are hearse chasing. Be a bit more creative in this one. Take care, much love.